All right, story time.
Okay, so I was living in an apartment and I just found a little plant like this. It didn't have roots or anything. And I was like, oh, I want this to grow. This looks like a plant my grandma would have. So I was like, hey, grandma, what do I do with this? She was like, well, baby, you're going to put that in some water and then it'll grow roots and then you'll put it in dirt. I must have had that little plant in that apartment for a minute. It did not grow a root at all. So I was telling my coworker, and she was like, okay, we'll bring it in. We'll see what we can do. And let me tell you, from that one little leaf that I found, it grew pots and pots of this plant. Okay. So when I moved back to Arizona, this was January before last, one of the last moves. Everything died. I only had one little piece. And I was like, Lord, if I can't even keep this plant alive, how on earth am I supposed to have a whole garden? Like, how am I supposed to be this self-sufficient person I want to be? But let me tell you, God is good and He gave me my green thumb. Look at this little first baby
All right, you
harvest.
guys, good morning. Well, I'm in my garden. I have my watermelon. They are sprawling so well. I want to get them out of this container, and I'm going to put them in this hole. I really hope it's big enough and deep enough. It comes all the way basically as deep as my forearm. I just put some banana peels in there, some wood, just a little bit of pieces of branch, some straw, just to hold some moisturizer down there. And I did put a little bit of rocks at the bottom just for irrigation. And I'm mixing up some of this organic soil. I put some peat moss, some mushroom compost, some, well, I'll show you. Hold on. This is stuff that I bought from years ago. It's just been in the fridge outside that's not running. But I got some alfalfa meal. I put some rock phosphate in there, some peat moss. I put a little bit of this C90 in it, some salt. Hopefully giving it some nutrients. I don't even remember what's in that box. But I'm just putting a little something of every little thing in there, mixing it up. I'm sure there's a proper measurement, but since I don't know it, I'm gonna try my hand and let God do the rest. All right, and then I transplanted it, put that little pipe there. I don't know if it's necessary. Look, I'm just trying to think. I really hope I didn't damage it because the roots were actually all the way at the bottom of the tote. But we'll see how it does. But look, I do got little bulbs. So where is it? Look. Look at my baby itsy bitty watermelon. You see it? Oh, shit. My baby. But yeah, there was another one, but I don't know what happened to it. It's in a totally reversed. And I had two different kinds here. The other one is here. I hope I didn't damage the roots too bad, but yeah, that's what we got. Got it transplanted out of the tote. They're so sad. Look at them. They're so sad and wilted. They used to be so... They're in shock. They're getting used to it. I tried to keep it as together as possible without breaking up the roots. So let's see what happens. But I do got like a little one there, a little one there. I definitely know I do have to keep up on the watering, but that's what we have here. I'm going to also transplant. I think I'm trying to decide. I think I'm gonna go with the thyme or the mint. I think the mint, because I really want my mint to do well, and a lot of these have to go. Unfortunately, I lost a strawberry. That was due to last week's watering was horrible, and right here, so pretty bummed, but I'm happy that it could be much worse. A few more tomatoes. I'm so excited. This strawberry plant, man, at first it wasn't doing anything, so then I got this one, and then this one was flowering, but I said, again, due to the watering last week. But these ones are hanging in there. And of course, you know the storm, my jalapenos, they're popping up and showing out. So, again, and my olive tree, and my kumquat, and my pepper. I think I should put more water in the pepper, but tonight I'm definitely gonna water and soak everything down. And it's pretty hot out here, but I have this little piece of shade cloth. So I'm gonna utilize that. And then what I'm gonna do is take this, spread it over the tote, do some shovels of that to get out some of the gravel and kind of sift through the soil and use it in one of the beds. So okay, so pretty much I am just shoveling and sifting through the dirt. I'm trying to get out the gravel so that I can mix the native soil with the organic soil so my plants can kind of get used to the native soil. I've been told that, you know, our native soil is pretty good. So I'm gonna see what it does. Look at this. This is nice. It's like sand. I hope I didn't just sift a whole bunch of sand. You know, I think tomatoes like sandy things. Anyways, I'm gonna have fun when it's time to start building. Woo! Wasp. I'm gonna need you to find somewhere else to be. Okay. Somebody was asking for a garden update, so this is the latest status from coming back after the harvest. This little tomato plant's doing great. That one gave me one and no more. I lost my lavender. Thyme is kind of hanging in there. My mint got some new stuff going on, so I'm appreciative of that. And strawberries gave ghost. And of course, I'm happy this little tomato plant, my bell pepper plant, has so many flowers everywhere. Do you see all those? This one gave me one as well. So I had two plants that only gave me one. But that's okay. I'm very happy. And my jalapeno, I harvested so many and so many are coming back in. So I'm excited. I think I'm going to fill it all the way up with soil, some new fresh soil, some nice fertilized soil, because this heat, this 104 phenomenon heat that we've been having has been blowing my mind. And I know I was talking about the star of my show being my peppers, but let me just tell you guys, it's between my watermelon, because I was not sure about putting anything in the ground out here. And when I transplanted it, it was so droopy. You guys saw it. Do you see how plush, fluffy and happy and just sprawling? So it looked like flowers again. Come on now. I was so worried about my baby. But look, I'm gonna get watermelon. So this is like top priority to make sure I'm getting a constant flow. So I didn't show you guys before I left because I was not sure if it was gonna work. But all I did was fill up some bottles I had, because I was like, this is gonna need a slow, constant drip. So this has been doing its trick. You know, some sort of how. I again threw a whole bunch of stuff at it. I didn't measure nothing. Like the alfalfa and all that, and I just put it in some really good soil. So I think I'm going to make sure that what can go next to it and start just putting some stuff in the ground, because this just let me know the native soil, those are a few amendments that I did. Obviously the watermelon likes it, and it was transplanted and it was so wilty, and this has been thriving in 104 3-day heat, you know, so happy. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. Let me water it. I'll move on. And I think these just, you know, underwatered. And I just heard last night somebody's video that they really like water. So this water situation needs to be rectified. So what I might do is put a tarp in this and keep things that want to keep moisturized constantly in this. I'm gonna figure out something. But yeah, I don't want to make this too long. Do y'all see this watermelon patch just jumping back like ain't no thing? Okay, you see those? See those? Okay, hold on, that's not a good one. Wait, those are all males. Never mind. I thought I had a female one. Anyway, yes. All I know is I'm happy because it came back, and I was really worried about it, but I put this thing here, put holes in the bottom of this bottle when we left, and for a trip to the graduation, and it was watering it and keeping it consistent. So I like what I did here, and because it's so happy, I'm going to move everything else. I think the only thing I'm probably gonna leave are my peppers, and just add more soil, prune the bottom. I don't know if that's what it's called, but oh, it looks like I'm getting another bell pepper. I thought we were done. Gave me one. Anywho, I'm going to put some stuff in the ground. My squash, man. Me and this squash been having a battle. And I like it here. And I want to give me nothing, just beautiful flowers. Well, and every time, like, anyway, I'm not over that. Lost my lavender. Looks like I'm losing definitely my thyme. I don't think that tomato plant is going to continue, but that one is. My carrots are looking, I'm sure that brown is from heat drying out. So yeah, I think so far we got my watermelons, the carrots, the tomatoes, and my peppers. Olive tree's good, the other bell peppers, and my mint. My mint is starting to come back. Lost cilantro, lost this tomato plant, but we did harvest one tomato and we ate that. But you know what this is, you know, getting my hands wet and everything, what I realize is I'm gonna need a lot more if I'm talking about trying to feed myself and my family. And of course, the strawberries no bueno. So that's okay. I am gonna do more stuff in the ground. And if you're wondering about the potato area, yeah, I gave up on that because I didn't water it consistently when I first put it in the ground. And it was just some older stuff that just grew eyes or whatever it's called, sprouted. Whatever it's called. We just put it in there trying to think, but I think I'm gonna still utilize this back bed. I have some sweet potato slips that I'm trying to see what they do. They're like in the cabinet underneath doing their thing, so I'm planning to put it here. So I upgraded my pump system. Kind of glad I didn't get it at first because it wouldn't have been able to utilize or get to the bottom of everything, but it's just from Harbor Freight. It's that electric pump. This fills up these bottles so fast than me using that manual pump here. I'll show you guys that. See how fast that filled up? And it's just a flip of the switch. Look at that. It's just the little things when you're off grid that makes your life easier. That is so cool. Hold on, let me get another bottle. Okay, versus using this pump, which this pump, the reason I do like it, which I'm still going to need to be able to use them, is usually I have it on the ground. I'm going to put the bottle on the ground. I know y'all can't see it, but the bottle's in the ground, the hose is there. Versus me having to... showing you guys. Whew. Just want you to see how long it will take, how long it takes to fill it up manually versus that pump. So I'm gonna see, I wonder if I could take the end, because so the new electric pump that I have is not, see how long that was taking, versus using my new electric pump. You need 2 D-volt batteries. So it doesn't quite hit the bottom, and it's really not as long. So this pump, the pump here, is filling up these bottles way faster. So if you ever have to, I would definitely go with this this pump here. I love it. It's making my life easier. So here's the pump that we're gonna be using, or that I was showing you guys. But see how that's not long? This is not even gonna be close to reaching the bottom of that 55-gallon barrel, you see. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to maybe put a hose here or something to extend it, or only use it to the water levels, or to this, you know. Maybe keep it topped off. That would be cool. Like, yeah, I'll just have to keep it topped off, the water that I'm getting it from. And this could work because that was the quickest watering I've ever had done, you know, because it was on a pump. All right. Not recording a video.